A lot can happen in a week, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When facing intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On this panel today with us is Marcus Davis, owner of the Breakfast Klub restaurants, Vivian Ho, a health economist for Rice University and Baylor College of Medicine, and David Branham, a professor of political science at the University of Houston downtown. Marcus, Vivian, David, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Panel officials with ERCOT, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, says the state's energy demand could reach nearly 368 gigawatts by 2032. That's enough energy to power more than 73 million homes on a hot summer day or cold winter morning. It's also more than 4 times the state's record demand. So why the huge number? Well, as Houston Public Media's Natalie Weber reported this week, turns out ERCOT is using a new process this year to forecast energy demand, using responses from utility companies to predict medium and large energy users like data centers, which want to join the Texas power grid. As a result, grid operators are telling the Public Utility Commission that ERCOT's forecast is likely an overestimate. In response, ERCOT's considering revising that. ERCOT forecasts energy demand in 6 years at 4 times the state's highest ever demand, but may now revise that figure. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Marcus, I'll start with you.
It is confusing and concerning all at the same time. Confusing because, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. When you look at, I was just having a conversation with someone about the data centers and the amount of energy they're going to require and how they're going to have an impact on society. And so when we don't know how many we're going to have and when we're going to have them and where they're going to be, and we don't know the certainty of our grid in the state of Texas, that's concerning. And then when ERCOT produces numbers based on an old system or a new system, and then somebody says, hey, your numbers are wrong, well, let me go back and play with my numbers again and see what I come up with. So this is very confusing and concerning, and I think it's in the best interest of the state of Texas and its citizenry that we get this right, especially considering this is a life or death situation. We've had some serious issues with our grid in the past, and we shouldn't be willing to be willy-nilly with the numbers in the future.
Good, bad, or ugly, Vivian?
Yeah, I agree with Marcus in terms of this is a really distressing situation, and given what's happened to us with Winter Storm Uri in the past, I'm trying to give some sort of grace to the ERCOT folks. I mean, they're trying. I don't know what our electricity demand is going to be. Certainly, this news station and others have done excellent reporting showing that these data centers are just going to consume a tremendous amount of energy. But there's a lot of uncertainty about whether that data center enthusiasm is going to continue. They've said this is on the high end. So, ERCOT is just trying to control and make supply equal to demand. I think it's more a question of what is, the Public Utility Company of Texas going to do about this, and are they going to plan appropriately, and most importantly, make sure that those costs don't go on to us, the consumers, they go on to the users of those data centers instead.
David?
I think it's good that we're thinking about this now, because we've seen what happened in the past when government doesn't do their job and they don't administrate the area like they need to. Corpus Christi is a great example where the water supply is very low because they invited a lot of industry in that they didn't have the resources to cover. So the government has to take care of this situation, and they need to get on it now and make sure that they have provisions because, like Marcus said, this is life or death for the residents. So the residents have to have the electricity. We all of a sudden have this incredible technology that everybody seems to want to embrace that's going to take up a whole lot more energy than we currently have. So we have to do something now. And so it's up to the state legislatures and the governor to get involved and make sure that any resources that are needed for data centers that are going up are provided. And we also have to make sure that the externalities are not going to overtake the communities. We have to make sure that there's not too much noise for people who live in the area and so forth. So it's a big job. And what's good about this is that we're taking care of it now and looking at it now and ready to react.
Panel, the annual White House Correspondents Dinner is tomorrow night in Washington. It's a longstanding annual tradition that brings together the White House press corps and political figures that they cover. But this year's event will buck decades of tradition with its headlining speaker, not a comedian ready to roast attendees. No, it's a mentalist, Oz Pearlman, who's known for mind reading, pin guessing tricks, and a third-place finish on America's Got Talent in 2015. Pearlman says his job is to bring us together, that attendees don't necessarily agree on how the country is being governed or the war or economy or a million different things, but that for 25 minutes they're going to laugh, applaud, and have their jaws drop. The White House Correspondents' Dinner will feature a mentalist instead of a comedian this year. Is that good, bad, or ugly? Vivian, I'll start with you.
Oh, this is so ugly. So the White House Correspondents' Dinner, if you look on their website and see what they are about, they're promoting protection of the First Amendment, free speech, making sure that we get accurate information from the White House. And I heard the story on Morning Edition this morning about what Oz Pearlman said about what he's supposed to do. He says his mission for this event is that he wants everyone to come out of the event happy, to bring us all together. And, and the president is going to be there. So it means also that President Trump is going to come out happy. And I'm just kind of like, when I want that kind of feeling, that's what I go to church for. But if this organization says their mission is about free speech, then I'm sorry, that's not what this dinner is about. And for come on, he hasn't come for the last few years because he just can't take a joke. This is supposed to be about being able to, have some humor about what you're doing. And then also that these mentalists, they admit that they're not truly reading your mind, that they're actually sort of making it look as though they can read their mind. I just think this is going to be like something. Just think, like Bill Maher on Real Time is going to come up with this list of things that could come out of his head. I'm going to read your mind. It's like, the Strait of Hormuz is open and everything is fine. I mean, those are the types of things that are come out. It's just, we've had enough of hallucinations and acting as if we can read people's minds, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Trying to get everyone to leave an event feeling good or feeling the same way. That's a tall order. David, good, bad, or ugly?
I don't know. What I'm ready to do is sit back and watch and see what happens. This correspondence dinner is often, it's looked on by the public as something that's entertainment, and what you end up getting is controversy if there's any controversy in it, it gets played over and over and over again. I remember when President Obama was there, that if he said something that was a joke that was maybe not taken so well, that it was played over and over and over again. And so, what Vivian's talking about, where the president is unable to take a joke, yeah, that's kind of the personality he has. So I'm going to sit back and see what's going on here. I don't think the consequences are that high. I mean, we have a First Amendment, and it's clearly the case that the American press can report freely in this country, and they've been able to do it. Unlike any other country, they've been able to freely report what they want. It's really changed over the last few decades, where it's become much more partisan and much more along those lines. So with everybody coming out feeling good, I think that's kind of a tall. That may even be a joke that he's talking about here. I don't know. So I'm ready to sit back and watch and see what happens.
Pearlman knew that's what you were going to do. Sorry. Marcus, good, bad, or ugly?
Eerie. It seems a little eerie to me. I used to watch the television show, The Mentalist. I don't do a lot of television, so I pick like one show per whatever that I'll watch. And that was a show that I will watch regularly. And so when I saw this, I said, I really don't know what a mentalist is. Let me look up what a mentalist is. Here's what's interesting. A mentalist is a performing artist who uses psychological techniques, suggestion, persuasion, and illusion to create the appearance of supernatural mental abilities. That sounds like the president. Is the president a mentalist? So the mentalist picked a mentalist to be the headliner at the White House Correspondents Dinner. This is mental to me.
I'll leave it there for everyone to interpret their own way. Panel will conclude with this. When the LPGA Women's Golf Tour moved its first major of the year from Mission Hills Golf Course in California to Memorial Park here in Houston, it had to part with one Chevron Championship tradition. The winner leaping into Mission Hills' Poppie's Pond that surrounds the 18th green. Well, golfers and organizers missed that tradition, so Memorial Park is accommodating with a new water feature, a pool that's just 15 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 4 feet deep, and located just right off the 18th green. So the winner of this weekend's tournament will once again get a chance to jump into the water, but better do so carefully. It's only 4 feet deep. It's not a very big pool. It's also temporary. Memorial Park plans to place more significant water along the right side of the redesigned 18th hole next year, which should accommodate a more dramatic leap from Poppie's Pond to a temporary pool. Is this good, bad, or ugly? David, I'll start with you, the man wearing a Mark Norman golf shirt.
I am, and I am in my 6th decade of golfing, so I love the sport. This is, to me, good. I've been watching women's golf for a long time. When it was at Mission Hills, it got to the point where that golf course was what golfers call a goat ranch. It wasn't even playable half the time. So I'm so glad they decided to change their venues, because in golf, the venue matters, and the LPGA deserves good venues because it's a really wonderful product. So they moved it to Carlton Woods up north in the Woodlands, and the pond was basically this big lake that they were jumping into. And I remember one Sunday it was really cold, and so the winter had to jump in and basically get them out and warm them up as soon as they get done. So now with the move to Memorial Park, what they're saying is that Memorial Park is one of the best golf facilities that we have in this country, and that it's deserving of a major championship for the LPGA. And what they're doing, the one hole that they really kind of need to redesign is number 18. So this goes into part of that redesign, and it'll be a great new home for them. So it's good. It's really good.
I meant Greg Norman, not Mark Norman. Sorry. Mark Norman's a comedian. Marcus, real quick, your thoughts on this?
I'm not a golfer, so I don't know. But I did wonder, why did we have to create the new? I mean, doesn't Buffalo Bayou run along Memorial Park? Why?
But it's got to be close to the 18th green.
I mean,
when it was at Mission Hills, people actually got injured jumping into Poppie's Pond. So
then, I mean, come on now. If we want to get the most out of the city, use Memorial Park and use Buffalo Bayou. I mean, I'm certain that they'd be anxious to jump into Buffalo Bayou with all the good stuff that's floating around it.
Vivian,
I have my doubts.
Hey, thanks for teaching me so much, because I'm not a golfer either, so I appreciate that. Let's get into this. Let's call this pool like the Bayou bathtub, or the Memorial Park cold plunge, or Chevron's the sponsor.
Yeah.
How about the Chevron splashdown? Combine our NASA NASA interest. Go for it.
Let's do it. I mean, Memorial Park is now a great golf venue, and it's really good for the city. So.
I think if they jumped in Buffalo Bayou, that would be Memorial.
That's right. Memorable and in memoriam.
Maybe a
possibly.
Slow memorial, but yeah.
Marcus Davis is the owner of the Breakfast Klub restaurant. Vivian Ho is a health economist for Rice and Baylor College of Medicine. David Branham is a political science professor at UH downtown. Marcus, Vivian, David, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.